My beloved child, stop here for a moment. Do not let your eyes move past this message as though it were just another random voice in a crowded, noisy world. The fact that you are hearing these words right now is not a coincidence. This is the sign you almost missed. Heaven has been calling out to you through the quiet aches in your soul, but today I am speaking directly to your heart. I know you are carrying a wound that you do not know how to explain to anyone else. A wound that does not bleed on the outside, but quietly drains your spirit day after day. My child, I was there. I saw it all. I saw the exact moment they walked away when you needed them the most. I saw the confusion in your eyes, the quiet shattering of your heart, and the sudden emptiness that filled the room when you realized that their promises were only fragile words. You gave them your sincerity, you sacrificed your own peace, and you lowered your own boundaries just to keep them safe. You stood by them during the darkest storms of their life, but when your own rain began to fall, they chose to let go of your hand. I saw you standing there, entirely bewildered, desperately wondering what you did wrong. You have spent so many nights punishing yourself, asking if you were not good enough, wondering why your unwavering loyalty was met with such cold and sudden distance. My beloved child, I see the heavy weight that presses down on your chest every single time the morning sun rises. I see the long, restless nights where your tears quietly soak into your pillow, hidden away because you are too afraid to let anyone hear you break. I see the forced, exhausted smiles you wear, like armor every day, trying to convince the world and yourself that you are fine. You tell yourself that you must be strong, that moving on means swallowing the pain and never looking back. You have tried to pack this sorrow into a dark corner of your mind, hoping that if you just stay busy enough, it will disappear. But my child, you are only deceiving your own endurance. That silent suffering is slowly eroding your light. I did not bring you to this exact moment to reopen your scars, but to tell you this truth. You do not have to pretend to be whole in front of me. You do not need to act strong when your spirit is weeping. When they walked away, I immediately stepped closer to catch you. Your tears and your panic simply blurred your vision, making it hard for you to feel my presence. Do not push me away now. Let my voice soothe the relentless ache in your chest. This is the hour to stop trying to heal yourself with temporary human distractions. Take a deep breath, release the heavy armor you have been wearing, and allow my true healing to begin. My beloved child, I know the exact question that has been echoing endlessly in your tired mind since the day they walked away. You keep asking, why? You replay the memories night after night, searching for the exact moment where things went wrong. You analyze your own words, your own actions, wondering if you had just been a little more patient, a little more understanding, or a little more perfect. Perhaps they would have stayed. You have taken the full weight of their departure and placed it squarely on your own shoulders. But I am here to lift that crushing burden from you today. Listen to me closely, my child. Their inability to stay was never a reflection of your worth. Their departure was not proof that you are unlovable, nor was it a punishment from heaven. You must stop reading their exit as a sentence against your value. You loved them with a pure heart. You gave them the best pieces of yourself, even when your own soul was running on empty. But you cannot make someone appreciate a light that they are not spiritually equipped to see. You cannot force a human heart to value a loyalty that it does not truly understand. I see how deeply this betrayal has wounded your ability to trust. You built a safe home for them inside your heart, and when they left, they did not just leave an empty space. They left a quiet devastation. You have felt foolish for believing in them. You have felt a deep, burning shame for giving so much of your precious energy to someone who could walk away so easily when the storm arrived. The enemy has used this specific pain to whisper dark lies into your spirit, telling you that you will always be abandoned, that you are destined to carry the heavy end of every relationship, and that it is safer to lock your heart away forever. But I tell you this, what you saw as a heartbreaking abandonment, I saw as a necessary divine rescue. I saw the hidden parts of that relationship that your loving eyes were blind to. I saw how it was slowly draining your peace, making your spirit smaller, and pulling you away from the great destiny I have written for you. I allowed them to walk away because I loved you far too much to let you stay attached to a bond that was destined to destroy your soul. Their exit was not your destruction, it was your deliverance. My beloved child, as you begin to accept that their sudden departure was actually my divine protection, I want to open your eyes to the unseen battle that is currently waging inside your mind. The physical separation was only the very first step. The real war is now being fought in the quiet theater of your memories. I see the moments when you are moving through your day, functioning perfectly fine, but the second the sun goes down and the room becomes silent, the shadows of yesterday return to haunt you. You suddenly remember the laughter, the shared dreams, the early days, when their promises felt so secure, and instantly the heavy ache rushes back into your chest like a flood. Listen to me carefully, my child. The enemy loves to edit your memories when your soul is weary. He strategically magnifies the few good moments and conveniently erases the disrespect, the coldness, the inconsistency, and the silent betrayals that slowly broke your spirit. He whispers to you in the dark, maybe you should reach out. Maybe they have finally changed. Maybe it wasn't actually that bad. He uses your beautiful, forgiving heart as a weapon against you, trying to pull you back into the very cage I just shattered for you. Stop right there. Do not let nostalgia drag you backward. Nostalgia becomes a dangerous liar when it makes you miss a version of a person that never truly existed. You are not missing who they actually were at the end. You are grieving the illusion of who you desperately wanted them to be. You are mourning a potential that they were never willing to step into. Do not romanticize the very chain that was suffocating your soul. I am calling you to practice holy decisiveness today. Holy decisiveness does not mean you have become cold, angry, or bitter. It simply means that your peace is finally more important than your history with them. When the sudden urge to check on their life rises in your throat, pause. When the deep desire to reread old messages or look at old photographs tempts you, stop. Every single time you look backward, you are pausing the beautiful, abundant future I am currently arranging for you. You cannot walk into the new season I have prepared while still keeping one foot anchored in the graveyard of your past. Let the dead things stay buried. You do not need a final conversation with them to move on. You do not need their apology to be whole. I am your closure. I am the final word over your heart. Let me sever this invisible chain so you can finally breathe again. My beloved child, as you sever the invisible chains of nostalgia, I want to gently step into the space that terrifies you the most right now. The overwhelming silence of your own loneliness. I see how you look around your quiet room. The sudden absence of their messages, their voice, and their presence feels like a heavy, suffocating blanket resting on your chest. You have confused their physical absence with my spiritual absence. You believe that because you are sitting by yourself, you have been discarded and forgotten by the world. But listen to me with your spirit, not your fears. This isolation is not a punishment. It is a sacred incubation. I have intentionally cleared the room so that no human hands can interfere with the miraculous surgery I'm about to perform on your soul. When they walked away, they did not just take their presence. They quietly tried to take your identity with them. Over time, without even realizing it. You allowed their opinions, their moods, and their validation to dictate your worth. If they were happy with you, you felt valuable. If they grew cold or distant, you felt utterly inadequate. Through their inconsistency, they gave you false names. They made you feel like you were too sensitive, too demanding, or simply never enough. I am stepping into this profound silence right now to tear off every single false label they placed upon you. I did not breathe life into your lungs so you could become a beggar for inconsistent human affection. I formed you as a masterpiece, crowned you with dignity, and declared you entirely whole long before anyone else ever learned your name. Do not panic in the quiet, my child. Think of how a broken bone is healed. To properly reset, it must be held perfectly still inside a cast, protected from any sudden movements or outside pressure. This lonely season is your cast. I am holding your shattered heart perfectly still so that the deep fractures can fuse back together stronger than they ever were before. If I allowed them, or anyone else, to rush back into your life right now, they would only disrupt the delicate healing. They would stumble into the raw, tender places I am trying to bind up with my grace. Therefore, I am hiding you. I am tucking you away under the shadow of my wings. This is a holy concealment. You are not abandoned. You are fiercely, jealously protected. Breathe into this silence, my beloved child. Stop fighting the quiet. Let this stillness become your sanctuary rather than your prison. Every tear that falls in this empty room is being caught by my hands. You are simply unlearning the toxic, unpredictable rhythm of their love, and I am finally teaching you the steady, unshakable rhythm of mine. My beloved child, as the deep fractures within your soul begin to fuse back together in this sacred quiet, I must teach you a vital lesson for the season ahead. I see the heavy stones you are quietly gathering in your mind. Because you were hurt so deeply by those who walked away, you are secretly building a massive, impenetrable wall around your heart. You are telling yourself that if you never let anyone in again, you will never have to bleed like this again. You believe that keeping everyone at a distance is the only way to stay safe. But my child, you are confusing a fortress of fear with a boundary of wisdom. Listen to me very closely. I did not heal your heart just so you could lock it away in a dark, lonely vault. A heart that refuses to love again, out of terror, is still a heart held captive by the very people who broke it. If you build a wall so high that no one can ever hurt you, you also build a wall so high that no true love can ever reach you. And I have extraordinary, breathtaking connections prepared for your future. I am orchestrating the arrival of people who will not view your tenderness as a weakness to be exploited, but as a rare, holy gift to be protected. However, you will never be able to receive them if your hands are still clenched into tight, angry fists of self-defense. My child, I am entirely dismantling your walls of fear and replacing them with the beautiful gates of holy discernment. Fear blindly shuts everyone out. Holy discernment actively listens to my spirit to know exactly who is allowed to enter. From this day forward, you will no longer give unlimited access to your soul to people who only want to be temporary tourists in your life. You will no longer lower your standards or quiet your intuition simply because you are afraid of sitting alone. I am teaching you how to require consistency, mutual respect, and spiritual alignment before you ever hand over the keys to your trust again. When they walked away, they actually did you a miraculous favor. They cleared the soil of your garden. They were the weeds that were silently strangling your roots and blocking your sunlight. Now that the soil is finally clear, do not panic over the empty spaces in the dirt. I am the master gardener, and I am already planting seeds of genuine connection, loyal companionship, and unwavering love that will bloom beautifully in their proper time. These new connections will not require you to shrink, to beg, or to constantly translate your worth. Take a deep breath and release the lingering bitterness you are holding in your jaw. You do not need to seek closure from them. You do not need to seek revenge. And you absolutely do not need to prove to them that you are doing better. Your quiet, unshakable peace is your ultimate victory. Walk confidently out of the shadows of betrayal today. Your heart is no longer a wounded crime scene. It is a freshly anointed sanctuary. Let my love cast out every remaining shadow of fear, for the brightest, most secure chapters of your story are just beginning to unfold. My beloved child, as you stand in this freshly anointed sanctuary of your heart, I must speak directly to another silent thief that has been relentlessly stealing your joy. The deep, agonizing grief over what you believe is wasted time. I hear the quiet, bitter whispers in your mind. You look back at the months, or perhaps the years, that you poured into that person. You think about the endless sacrifices you made, the unnatural patience you extended, and the pure, unconditional love you offered, only to be left standing empty-handed. You feel entirely robbed. You feel as though you gave the absolute best chapters of your life to someone who carelessly tore out the pages and walked away. I see the quiet anger you carry. Not just anger at them for their betrayal, but a heavy, suffocating anger at yourself for staying so long, for believing so deeply, and for not seeing the truth sooner. You constantly tell yourself that you poured your most precious water into a broken cup. Hear me now, and let this divine truth anchor your exhausted soul. In my kingdom, nothing given in pure love is ever truly wasted. The love, the patience, the forgiveness, and the grace you poured out did not simply disappear into the void just because it was handed to the wrong person. That beautiful capacity to love was a direct reflection of my spirit inside of you. While they may have walked away from it, heaven recorded every single ounce of your sacrifice. What your human eyes view as a catastrophic, permanent loss, I view as a profound seed planted deep in the soil of your destiny. The enemy desperately wants you to believe that your heart is now bankrupt. He wants you to believe that your best days are far behind you, and that your capacity to love and be loved has been permanently depleted by this betrayal. That is a vicious lie from the pit of darkness. I am the God of divine restoration. I promise you, I will restore the years the locusts have eaten. The emotional energy you thought was permanently drained from your body is being replenished right now with a supernatural strength you have never known. I am taking the bitter ashes of that broken relationship and turning them into the solid, unshakable foundation of your greatest blessing. You do not need to aggressively demand an apology from them, nor do you need to wait around for the universe to balance the scales. I am your ultimate vindicator. I am asking you today to release the heavy, exhausting need for earthly justice completely into my hands. Let them go. When you finally stop trying to calculate everything you lost, you will create the wholly necessary space for me to show you what you have actually gained: profound wisdom, fierce resilience, and an intimacy with me that no human betrayal can ever sever. My beloved child, as I rebuild the foundation of your heart and restore the time you thought was permanently lost, there is one more heavy, invisible chain we must break together today. I see the quiet, burning anger that still flickers in the deepest rooms of your soul. You are waiting for them to realize exactly what they threw away. You are secretly waiting for the day they look back with profound regret, for the message or the phone call where they finally offer the sincere apology you so deeply deserve. You want them to acknowledge the sheer magnitude of the pain they caused when they walked away from your loyalty. I understand this desperate desire for justice, my child. It is entirely human to want the scales to be balanced, but I must tell you a holy truth that will set your spirit completely free. You do not need their apology to heal. If you tie your healing to their realization, you are handing the pen of your beautiful story right back to the very person who just tore out the pages. You are allowing their emotional immaturity and spiritual blindness to dictate your freedom. They may never fully understand the depth of what they broke, simply because they do not have the spiritual capacity to comprehend the rare and beautiful light that you carry. You cannot wait for a spiritually blind person to validate your worth. Listen to my voice right now. I am your closure. I am the final, undeniable word over your past. True closure does not come from a final dramatic conversation with the one who hurt you. It comes from a final quiet surrender to the one who created you. I am asking you today to practice the most difficult, yet most liberating form of obedience: forgiveness. Do not misunderstand me, my child. Forgiving them does not mean what they did was acceptable. It absolutely does not mean they are allowed back into your sacred space. Forgiveness simply means you are unlocking the dark cage you have been living in. It means you are refusing to drink the toxic poison of bitterness while expecting the other person to suffer. Breathe out that heavy resentment right now. Take the exhausting scales of justice off your tired shoulders and place them firmly into my hands. I am a God of perfect justice and perfect mercy. You do not need to figure out how they will reap what they have sown, nor do you need to monitor their life to see if they are happy without you. That is my burden to manage, not yours. Your only assignment right now is to step fully into the present moment, completely unburdened by the ghosts of yesterday. When you finally release the desperate need for them to be sorry, you suddenly reclaim all the beautiful power they tried to take from you. My beloved child, as you place the heavy scales of justice securely into my hands and release the desperate need for their apology, I want you to gently shift your attention to your own body right now. I see how you have been carrying this profound trauma, not just in your scattered thoughts, but in your physical being. Notice how you have been breathing so shallowly for months, as if taking a full, deep breath would somehow shatter the fragile reality you have been trying to hold together. Notice how your shoulders are permanently tense, constantly bracing for the next massive disappointment, the next sudden departure, or the next painful revelation. Without even realizing it, you have been living in a state of relentless emotional survival mode. Survival mode was necessary when the storm was violently raging around you. It was the heavy armor you instinctively wore when the foundation of that relationship was completely collapsing. But my child, hear my voice clearly today. The storm has officially passed. The destructive winds have died down. You are no longer in danger. You do not have to live on high alert anymore. You do not have to constantly scan your environment, waiting for the other shoe to drop, or desperately searching for hidden signs of betrayal in every new interaction. You are safe now. I am your permanent shield, and you can finally put your exhausting armor down on the ground. When they left, they created a chaotic atmosphere that made you believe peace was a rare luxury you could no longer afford. Through their erratic behavior, they conditioned you to secretly associate love with anxiety, unpredictability, and endless confusion. But true love, my love, does not leave your nervous system in absolute ruins. My love does not keep you guessing, begging, or walking on eggshells just to keep the peace. I am currently stepping in to reprogram your weary heart, teaching you to recognize that a calm environment is not boring, and genuine peace is not a hidden trap. The profound quiet you are experiencing in your life right now is not the eerie calm before another devastating storm. It is the holy, unshakable stillness of my presence settling permanently over your life. I am officially returning the peace that was so carelessly stolen from you. But this time, it is an upgraded peace. It is a peace that firmly surpasses all human understanding, a peace that cannot be easily rattled by the shifting moods, the broken promises, or the sudden departures of unstable people. Take a deep, full breath right now. Fill your tired lungs with the clean oxygen of this brand new season. Let your jaw relax. Let your hands unclench. You have beautifully survived the breaking, and now you are stepping into the breathtaking era of your rebuilding. Do not be afraid to finally exhale. You are safely anchored in me, and no human storm will ever uproot you again, my beloved child. Now that you have finally laid down the exhausting armor of survival and allowed my upgraded peace to wash over you, I want to gently show you the beautiful soul that has been hiding underneath it all this time. When you were desperately trying to hold on to that relationship, you slowly began to let go of yourself. To keep them comfortable, you shrank. To keep the peace, you silenced your own needs. To prove your loyalty, you ignored the constant, painful alarms ringing inside your own spirit. By the time they walked away, you did not just grieve their absence, you grieved the total loss of who you used to be. They made you feel that your remarkable kindness was a weakness. They convinced you that your deep capacity to feel was simply too much. They made you believe that your basic human need for consistency and respect was a heavy burden. But listen to the voice of your Creator right now. I am completely washing away the toxic fingerprints they left on your self-worth. I am peeling off every false label they projected onto you to justify their own brokenness. You were never too much, my child. You were simply pouring your profound, oceanic love into a vessel that was far too small and shattered to hold it. As my healing officially takes root in your life, you are going to experience a miraculous return of your true identity. You will begin to notice subtle yet breathtaking changes in your physical body and your daily life. The dense, suffocating brain fog that made it so incredibly difficult to think, to pray, or to plan for the future is evaporating right now. The genuine smile that hasn't actually touched your eyes in months, perhaps years, is going to suddenly return. You will wake up in the morning and realize that the heavy, familiar dread is no longer sitting at the foot of your bed. You will hear the birds singing again. You will feel the warmth of the sun on your skin without the dark shadow of their memory ruining the moment. For so long, the deafening noise of their betrayal and your own racing anxiety created a massive wall of static. That static made my gentle whisper feel incredibly far away, making you wonder if I had stopped speaking to you altogether. But as the noise of your past is finally silenced, your spiritual hearing is being miraculously unblocked. You are going to hear my guidance with a crystal clear precision you have never experienced before. I am calling out your true name today in the heavens. You are not the abandoned one. You are not the forgotten one. You are the beloved. You are the chosen. You are the fiercely protected. Step boldly into the light of who I created you to be. You are not a victim of their sudden exit. You are a living, breathing masterpiece in the middle of a glorious divine restoration. My beloved child, as your true identity is completely restored and the beautiful, genuine light of joy finally returns to your eyes, I want to reveal the profound purpose behind this intense season of breaking. I know you have spent countless hours staring at the wall, asking me, why did someone with such a pure, giving heart have to endure such deep, agonizing betrayal? You have wondered if your kindness was actually a curse, a magnet that somehow attracted people who only knew how to take. Listen to me very carefully today. The severe level of your breaking was a direct indicator of the sheer magnitude of your calling. The enemy did not attack your relationships because you were weak or foolish. He attacked you because he was absolutely terrified of the immense power, empathy, and light you carry inside of you. When they walked away and left you shattered on the floor, the darkness thought it had successfully destroyed your spirit. It thought you would remain forever bitter, forever hidden, forever cynical, and forever trapped in the exhausting cycle of victimhood. But the enemy made a fatal miscalculation. He did not realize that I am the master of turning graves into gardens. He did not know that by breaking you open, he was simply helping me remove the heavy restrictive shell that was keeping your greatest potential trapped inside. I am taking the exact areas where you were bruised, betrayed, and broken, and I am transforming them into your greatest areas of spiritual authority. The profound empathy you have gained through this agonizing loneliness is going to become a literal lifeline for others who are silently drowning in the exact same dark waters. Your survival is no longer just about your own healing. It is about the countless people who will eventually be saved by your testimony. You are no longer just a survivor of betrayal. You are becoming a beacon of unshakable resilience. I am handing you a brand new assignment today, my child. You are officially stepping into a season of unprecedented influence, divine favor, and purpose. The doors that were violently slammed in your face by those who abandoned you are going to remain securely shut. Do not mourn them, because those doors lead to rooms that are simply far too small for the giant I have raised you to be. People who knew the old you, the anxious, begging, people-pleasing, exhausted version, will be entirely shocked by the quiet, unshakable confidence you now possess. They will not understand how you survived such a massive fire without even the smell of smoke on your clothes. Let them wonder. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your resurrection. Keep walking closely with me. Keep your eyes fixed entirely on the limitless horizon I am painting before you. The agonizing pain you endured was simply the heavy plow breaking the hard soil of your heart, making room for a harvest of blessings so massive it will completely rewrite the entire history of your life. My beloved child, as you stand boldly on the precipice of this breathtaking new assignment, there is a crucial instruction I must give you for the road ahead. You must completely walk out of the in-between. You cannot step into the limitless future I have prepared for you if you insist on keeping one foot lingering in the doorway of your past. The in-between is that hesitant, paralyzing space where you have officially survived the devastating storm, but you are still too afraid to step fully into the warm sunlight. You have physically let go of the people who abandoned you, but mentally, you are still constantly checking the rearview mirror to see if they are watching your progress. Listen to me with your spirit today. Your profound healing is not a performance. You are not stepping into this glorious new season just to prove a point to the ones who broke you. You are not succeeding simply to make them regret walking away. If you are using your growth as a secret weapon to show them exactly what they lost, you are still allowing their memory to sit on the throne of your life. I am asking you today to evict them from your mind completely. You do not need them to be an audience for your resurrection. Let them remain permanently in the chapter where they chose to exit. I know exactly why the in-between feels so incredibly safe to you right now. You are hesitant to embrace this absolute peace because for so long, exhausting chaos was the only language you understood. You became so accustomed to fighting for scraps of affection, begging for bare minimum consistency, and crying yourself to sleep, that this new atmosphere of undeniable security actually feels terrifyingly unfamiliar. A bird that has lived its entire life inside a cramped, dark cage will naturally hesitate when the door is finally opened to the vast, boundless sky. It will wonder if the open air is just another trap. But my child, you were never created for the cage. I formed you for the sky. Do not let the unfamiliarity of true peace trick you into running back to the familiar comfort of anxiety. When the profound quietness of this new season makes your mind feel uneasy, do not reach for your old toxic coping mechanisms. Do not go searching for familiar drama. And please, do not self-sabotage the beautiful, healthy connections I am currently bringing into your life. Simply stand still and let your spiritual lungs adjust to the clean, crisp air of your total freedom. You are officially crossing over the holy threshold today. The heavy, suffocating garments of your past trauma simply do not fit the magnificent places we are going. Leave the grave clothes behind. Keep your eyes firmly locked on mine and take the very next step forward. You are entirely safe, and the holy ground I am leading you onto is completely solid. My beloved child, as you boldly leave the in-between and step entirely out of the shadows of your past, I want to gently address a lingering fear that still occasionally knocks at the door of your mind. I hear the quiet, anxious whisper that tells you that you are somehow replaceable, because they walked away so easily and perhaps appeared to move on so quickly. The enemy has tried to convince you that the profound love you offered was ordinary, forgettable, and easily substituted. You see them continuing their life, and your human heart wonders if anything you shared actually mattered at all. Listen to the unshakable truth of heaven today. You are absolutely irreplaceable. The depth of loyalty, the fierce grace, and the pure, radiant sincerity you carry cannot be duplicated. If they seem perfectly fine without you, it is only because they are currently settling for a shallow, surface-level existence that does not require the spiritual depth and emotional maturity that you demanded simply by being yourself. They have not replaced you. They have merely found an environment that requires far less growth. Do not envy a life built on an illusion. Do not look at their temporary earthly distractions and mistake them for genuine, lasting peace. My child, I am separating your timeline from theirs permanently. You are no longer spiritually or emotionally tied to their journey. Your worth is not measured by their inability to see it, and your glorious future is not delayed by their absence. In fact, their exit was the exact catalyst needed to clear the stage for the genuine, breathtaking connections I am orchestrating for you right now. I want you to prepare your heart for the people I am sending next. The new relationships entering your life will not require you to translate your soul. They will not require you to constantly explain your boundaries, shrink your magnificent light, or beg for basic consistency. I am bringing people who speak the exact same spiritual language as your freshly healed heart. They will recognize your immense value instantly, and they will fiercely protect the peace you have fought so incredibly hard to build. But before they arrive, I need you to be completely satisfied in me. I want our bond to become so unbreakable, so deeply rooted, that no human being ever has the power to become your entire foundation again. When human affection becomes your idol, its loss will completely destroy you. But when I am your absolute, unshakable foundation, human love becomes a beautiful addition to your life, rather than a desperate lifeline. Take a deep, steadying breath right now. You are not falling behind. You are exactly where you need to be, wrapped securely in my presence, being perfectly prepared for the most beautiful and fulfilling chapter of your entire life. My beloved child, as I prepare your heart for the magnificent connections that are on their way, I must speak to you about the sacred nature of my timing. I know that in your human heart, you are eager for the next chapter, to begin immediately. After enduring such profound loneliness and pain, you desperately want to see the tangible proof of my promises right now. You want the new loyal companions and the completely healed life to materialize the moment you finally dry your tears. But I am asking you to fully trust the beautiful, deliberate pace of my grace. Do not try to rush your own resurrection. A flower that is forced to open before its season will never survive the harsh elements. In the exact same way, a heart that rushes into a new season before it is completely anchored in me will be easily uprooted by the first sign of trouble. The quiet waiting period you are experiencing right now is not a punishment or a denial. It is a vital spiritual necessity. It is the holy space where I am testing the brand new boundaries you have built, ensuring they are strong enough to keep the wrong people out, while remaining soft enough to gently let the right people in. I see the moments when impatience tries to trick you into settling for less. You look at the empty chairs at your table and wonder if perhaps you should invite some of the old familiar chaos back in, just to fill the deafening silence. Listen to me carefully. The enemy will always try to present a cheap counterfeit right before I deliver the genuine blessing. He will send someone who looks like an answered prayer on the surface, but carries the exact same toxic patterns you just escaped. This is why you must remain incredibly vigilant and perfectly still. Do not let temporary loneliness become a desperate voice that negotiates away your hard-earned freedom. If I am making you wait, it is because I am still preparing the other side of the equation. I am actively aligning paths that you cannot even see. I am orchestrating circumstances, closing wrong doors, and moving heavy obstacles completely out of your way, so that when the blessing finally arrives, it will fit into your life with absolute, undeniable perfection. The people meant for your future are also going through their own necessary breaking and rebuilding. When your lives finally intersect, they will be fully equipped to handle and honor the rare, radiant light you carry without being intimidated by it. Take a deep, peaceful breath and rest securely in my perfect timing. You do not need to force doors open, and you absolutely do not need to chase anyone down to prove your worth. What is meant for your magnificent future is already navigating its way directly to you. Stay anchored, stay patient. Let me finish the breathtaking masterpiece I have started within you. My beloved child, as you anchor yourself securely in my perfect timing and refuse to entertain the cheap counterfeits of the enemy, you will begin to notice a profound, undeniable shift in your spiritual atmosphere. The heavy, suffocating clouds of anxiety that used to dictate your daily choices are finally parting. You're about to step out of the lonely waiting room and directly into the grand, sunlit sanctuary of your answered prayers. But I must gently warn you, when genuine, healthy connections and absolute, unshakable peace finally arrive at your doorstep, it will feel completely alien to a heart that was exclusively trained in the dark trenches of chaos. You must be very careful not to run away from the very blessing you spent years crying out for on your knees. When the right people, the loyal, fiercely protective connections I have personally handpicked for your magnificent future, walk into your life, there will be no dramatic, exhausting emotional roller coaster. There will be no agonizing confusion in the middle of the night, no cruel mixed signals, and no desperate need for you to constantly prove your worth. They will not communicate with you in the toxic language of manipulation or the silent treatment. Instead, their presence will feel like a deep, cleansing breath of fresh air after years of holding your breath. They will speak the holy language of consistency, of gentle respect, and of mutual grace. Because your nervous system was so deeply conditioned by your past to associate trauma and unpredictability with love, this profound, steady calmness might initially feel strange, or even boring. Do not be deceived by your old wounds. That calmness is not boredom. It is the absolute, unshakable safety of my divine design. I see the lingering shadows of trauma that still want to whisper into your ear. This is entirely too good to be true. When will they leave? When will they betray me? When will the other shoe finally drop? When those fearful, self-sabotaging thoughts try to ruin your beautiful new season, I want you to immediately bring them into my healing light. Do not construct a defensive wall against the genuine blessing I am handing you, simply because the last person terribly misused your trust. The person who brutally broke you is not the architect of your future. I am. You must grant yourself the radical, unapologetic permission to be completely happy again. You must finally allow yourself to freely receive the exact same unconditional love you have spent your entire life desperately pouring into others. The profound golden harvest of your bitter tears is finally here. Every single sleepless night, every silent, desperate prayer, and every ounce of agonizing grief has been tenderly watered by my spirit and is now blooming into a season of unimaginable, overflowing joy. Stand tall, my beautiful child. Open your tired hands wide. You have successfully survived the long, bitter winter of betrayal, and the glorious, breathtaking spring of your life has officially arrived. My beloved child, as we reach the end of this profound journey together today, I want you to know that the heavy, suffocating chains of your past are officially broken. You have walked through the agonizing fire of betrayal. You have survived the freezing winter of profound loneliness, and you have finally stepped into the brilliant, life-giving sunlight of my perfect grace. The healing we have done in this sacred space is not temporary. It is securely sealed. The enemy cannot come back and steal the peace you have just reclaimed, because this peace is now permanently guarded by my own hands. I speak a holy, unshakable blessing over your entire life right now. Let the deep, restful sleep that has evaded you for so many months finally return to your nights. Let the mornings that used to greet you with heavy, crushing dread now wake you with a quiet, beautiful anticipation for the future. I speak perfect clarity over your mind, gentle softness over your heart, and supernatural strength over your exhausted physical body. The people who walked away took absolutely nothing of true value from you, because I am your ultimate portion. Every single tear you cried in the dark has been collected, transformed, and is now raining down as unimaginable favor over your new destiny. You are a walking, breathing miracle of divine restoration. You are the living proof that my light can pierce through the darkest, most devastating betrayals of the human heart. Do not ever let the world convince you to shrink your magnificent light again. Walk tall, walk free, walk with the fierce, quiet confidence of a soul who knows they are completely, fiercely, and unconditionally loved by the Creator of the universe. My beloved child, if this message has brought genuine comfort to your weary soul today, do not let this holy connection end here. Return to this safe harbor whenever the noise of the world becomes too loud and you need to hear my steady voice again. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so I can continue to meet you exactly when you need encouragement, correction, and profound peace. Share this specific message with someone you know who is silently carrying the agonizing weight of betrayal. Be the divine interruption they have been desperately praying for today. Before you go, receive my final promise for this season. I am walking ahead of you to clear the path. I am walking beside you to hold your hand, and I am walking behind you to protect your back. Go forward now, completely unburdened and beautifully free. Rest your head tonight, knowing that you are finally safe. I am holding everything you have released. I love you.